What is good, y'all? Welcome back to the Hero Report, and we have breaking news for you guys. We have an injury report for the playing game for tomorrow against the Sixers. We have an official injury update. No Terry Rozier. He has been ruled out with his neck injury against Philly. We will be missing him. We will be without him in Philadelphia tomorrow night. But we do have an update on Duncan Robinson and Kevin Love as well. Both are expected to play tomorrow in the game, with Kevin Love being officially made available and Duncan Robinson having a probable status. But both will probably play against Philly tomorrow. So a lot to dissect there. Yesterday I made a preview of the game. Go check that out if you guys want to. A lot of the points today will be the same, but just because the injury report has just been released, I do have to kind of make some new points that I wanted to share with you guys. It's a big playing game, so I'm going to be posting a lot more frequently about each game. It's not going to be like one post, just because these games matter a lot more, and who knows how many games we have. So we got to take advantage of, dissecting each game before it's too late. So we're going to talk about the strategy, the matchups, the starting lineups that I would like Spoelstra to put out there. And I have a lot to talk about in regards to the starting lineup now, because with no Terry Rozier, that makes it a lot more clear to me as to who I would want to start. Well, first of all, make sure y'all drop a like, subscribe, and comment down below. I forgot to say that. You guys know what to do. Go check out the second channel if you guys have not already. But with the starting lineup, man, I would like for Erik Spoelstra to roll out Caleb Martin in the place of Terry Rozier instead of Duncan Robinson. Now, this is not just because I'm not sure how healthy Duncan Robinson is. I don't think they would be bringing him back if he wasn't healthy. But at the same time, I do want to point out that Caleb Martin in the starting lineup tomorrow would really be a beneficial addition because of the fact that he can guard Maxey. Him and Jimmy can both take turns guarding Maxey, whereas I believe if we were to start a guy like Duncan, then you would have two guys in the backcourt who can't really guard Maxey, and Duncan and Tyler. So I think you need another guy to help Jimmy. Not saying Jimmy can't guard him, but just saying, like, it gives them less options to pick on people. They don't have two guys to pick on. It's really just Tyler, and we have another defender in the lineup. I think defense will be the key. This lineup with Hero, Jimmy, Caleb, Jovic, and Bam, I do believe is the way to go. Now, the spacing might be a little limited, and it's gonna be very important that in this lineup, if it's the lineup that Spoelstra goes with, that Caleb is gonna have to knock down his 3-point shots, because it's gonna have a lot of it's going to result in a lot of threes for Caleb. Caleb is going to be, able to get a lot of 3-point opportunities with this lineup because of the fact that Hero and Jimmy and Bam draw so much attention. Now, Caleb is not the shooter that Duncan is, but we're going to have to, have him, make some of the threes that he gets. And you're going to have to sacrifice one thing. And in this lineup, we're sacrificing a little bit of offense and spacing for defense. And I think that's the way to go here. Defense is the key to me. Stopping Maxey and Embiid. When they are playing together, when they're on at the same time, it just looks very unstoppable at times, and you need to slow that down more than anything. I feel like we'll get in where we fit in. I feel like this team scores the best when they're playing off of their defense. I'm not just talking about in transition, because I don't even think we're a good transition team, but I'm talking about when we get stops, this team is able to score a lot easier. So for that reason, defense should always be the first priority to me in this matchup. And I think a lot of the attention should go to Tyrese Maxey. The thing is, Joel Embiid, I feel like I would trust Bam Adebayo on him. Bam's going to do a lot of fronting. When Joel Embiid gets deep post position, you would expect the Heat to throw a double or something like that at him to get the ball out of his hands. But we have to make sure that whoever we double, we cannot double off of Tyrese Maxey, because Tyrese Maxey, if you double off of him, is going to make you pay. The one guy in their starting lineup that I'm like, I will double off of him every time, and that's Kelly Oubre. Now, Kelly Oubre is a very good cutter. That's the one thing you got to watch out for Kelly Oubre. I will live with the shooting. I think he's capable of shooting the three, but I don't think he's the most consistent shooting from the 3-point line. So I would live with doubling off of Kelly Oubre if it means helping on Embiid or Maxey. maybe you double off of Kyle Lowry, but I think Kyle Lowry is a way too good of a decision maker to double off of, because he will make the right decision. I trust, that Kelly Oubre should be the guy that we double off of. Or if Kelly Oubre doesn't start, if it's Nick Batum, then I would double off of Nick Batum. Maybe you double off of Tobias, but Tobias is still a quality player. You want Tobias to take... actually, I think Tobias shoots a lot better when he's taking a catch and shoot shot than a one dribble shot. So maybe you double off of Tobias, because Tobias, in my experience watching him, has always been a better one dribble pull-up shooter than he is catching and shooting. So yeah, either of the two, Tobias or Batum or Oubre, whichever, out of Batum or Oubre star, you would go with Tobias, and one of those two, you double off of them too if you want to, but do not double off of Maxey, and do not double off of Embiid, and preferably not Lowry, because Lowry will make the right read. He's not the best scorer at this stage of his career at all, and he's not the best defender, but his decision making has always been spot on, and that's held true when he's played with the Heat as well. You got to give that to Kyle. He will make the right decision because he's a savvy veteran player, so you cannot double off of him either. But the strategy should be to play Embiid straight up with Bam until a certain point, if he gets very deep in position, if he's having an easy basket. But then when you come with the double, you can't foul him, because that's when he loves to just flop around and get himself to the free throw line. That has to be something that we avoid. You can't, foul Embiid, and you especially cannot get Bam Adebayo into foul trouble. That's the biggest thing I'm looking out for, because if Bam gets into foul trouble, we don't really have anybody to cover Embiid, and you got to send a lot more doubles, and then we scramble, and then Tyrese Maxey will end up becoming open. So I feel like if you were to focus more attention onto somebody, it will be Maxey, and I think that's where the zone comes into play. A zone effectively shows 2 at Maxey, because we run a 2-3. Basically, Maxey, the thing about Maxey in the zone is that he's going to be seeing 2 defenders no matter what angle he's at from all sides of the court. So it's going to be a lot harder for him to thread that needle or to score the ball. Meanwhile, you have Embiid and Bam down there. Bam is going to be playing his best in the zone, and Embiid is not really a threat from the three-point line too much. I'll live with him shooting threes. So I think the zone is also an answer to go to. But I do believe that if you are in man-to-man, we should show a lot of, the Heat are very good at this. When they play guys straight up, you have another guy when it's like a Giannis, or when it's like somebody that we want to stop, get the ball out of his hands. They always show 2-3 defenders at the top and on the perimeter, just showing them, not fully committing them. There's one guy committed onto the guard, and then there's always 2-3 guys, or one or two guys more just waiting to pounce on him, and that forces the ball handler to give the ball up, and that's when you double off of whoever, whether it's Batum or Harris or Oubre, one of the two. The guys that I would not want to double off of in Philly are Maxey and Hield and Lowry and Embiid. Apart from those 4, feel free to double anybody you want to. So I will say that for sure. So that will be the game plan to me, I think, and then that's the defensive game plan. Offensively, it's gonna be a lot of Hero. I think it's gonna end up being a lot of Hero. Hero's very capable against the Sixers, because Embiid will not come up. Embiid will not switch. Embiid will stay back. He will drop. And Hero is very good against the drop, as we all know. So I would definitely say it's on Hero and it's on Jimmy, because I'm not really sure they have a matchup for Jimmy who can really stick him. Oubre is solid, so is Tobias, Batum, but I don't really think anybody can guard Jimmy, and we got to get Embiid tired. We got to run him around. Bam has to get him in foul trouble. That's the strategy to me, and that's the update, man. Make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe, and comment down below. I'll see you later as always.